You're the kind of person who wants to really grasp things, right? To get to the heart of a topic without feeling, completely buried.
Yeah, definitely. Avoid the overwhelm.
Exactly. That's what we're doing today. We're plunging into something really fascinating. Trance states.
Ah,
We've
yeah.
gathered a range of studies, practical guides, all that good stuff. And our goal, really, is to explore the scientifically backed, totally secular ways you can intentionally get into these states.
Right. Whether it's for like deep relaxation or maybe finding some surprising personal insights.
Absolutely. And what's so interesting right from the start is that these aren't some, weird, mystical things.
Not at all. Trance states basically are just altered states of consciousness. Your attention gets super focused inward,
Uh-huh.
and everything else happening around you just sort of fades away.
Like getting lost in a book.
Exactly. Or, driving a familiar route on autopilot, you get there and think, how did I even get here?
Huh? Yeah, I do that all the time.
Those are everyday examples. Natural, mild trances.
Right, so we all have these moments. But today, we're talking about how to get there on purpose.
Intentionally accessing them, yeah.
And what's really cool, I think, is that the methods we're going to look at, all based on research, clear steps, they often don't need any special gurus or, expensive gadgets.
That's a key point. Self-guidance, simple tools. It's accessible.
So with this whole world of intentional trance open to us, where should we even begin?
Well, a logical first step, I think, is hypnosis and self-hypnosis.
Okay, hypnosis. People have definitely heard of that, maybe seen stage shows.
Right. The stage stuff is what most people picture. But at its core, hypnosis is really a guided trance state. It's about intensely focused attention and this heightened level of suggestibility. It's essentially a way to gently bypass that critical analytical part of your mind
Okay.
and connect more directly with your subconscious.
So no swinging watches, and you are getting sleepy routines then.
Huh. Not quite the movie version, no. It's more like a very relaxed yet hyper-focused state.
Hyper-focused, okay.
Yeah, some researchers actually call it a waking trance.
A waking trance, interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
Because in this state, your imagination becomes incredibly vivid. So if someone suggests you feel, say, a wave of calm washing over you, you might actually experience that sensation very strongly. And that's the key thing here. This state makes you more receptive to positive suggestions.
Ah, okay.
It strengthens that mind-body connection, lets you influence your subconscious more directly.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit.
Yeah.
What's actually going on, like, in the brain during hypnosis that allows this?
Good question. The underlying principle involves narrowing your attention. This happens through relaxation, focused concentration, and sometimes, yeah, a repetitive element.
Like someone's voice?
Exactly, or maybe focusing on a spot on the wall.
Yeah.
This helps quiet those critical analytical thoughts we all have.
Right, the inner critic.
Yeah, it makes you more open for therapeutic suggestions to sort of take root. It's similar to meditation in some ways. But hypnosis often has a more specific goal in mind, like reducing pain, or maybe changing a behavior.
Got it.
What's really fascinating is that the ability to enter a trance is it's a natural human capacity, like daydreaming.
Right.
Hypnosis is basically about intentionally harnessing that ability to make those positive suggestions more impactful.
So it's like deliberately using your brain's built-in ability to zone in on something. Does it actually, does it work? Get real results?
Oh, definitely. Decades of research strongly suggest it does. Studies consistently show it's effective for reducing anxiety, stress,
Okay.
managing chronic pain, and sometimes even speeding up healing.
Wow.
Yeah, for instance, there was this really compelling clinical trial with people suffering from chronic pain. The ones who learned self-hypnosis reported significant reductions in their pain levels. Actually, over half of them felt better for at least 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Just from self-hypnosis.
Yeah, after just brief training and practicing at home. And what's really striking, this self-administered stuff was just as effective as having many more sessions led by a therapist.
That's incredible.
No?
So empowering.
It really is. It highlights self-hypnosis as a tool that lets you directly influence your own experience, like with pain.
Wow, so someone could genuinely learn to manage their chronic pain using this technique themselves.
The research definitely points to it being a practical and effective self-care tool for that. And it's not just pain.
Right?
Hypnosis has also been shown to be helpful for breaking habits, like smoking,
Okay.
improving sleep, supporting other behavioral changes, especially when you use it alongside standard treatments.
This sounds like it could be genuinely life-changing for some people. So how does someone actually get started, practice self-hypnosis?
It's actually a relatively simple process, just a few key steps. First, you want to set up a relaxing environment.
Okay.
Find a quiet, comfortable place, somewhere you won't be disturbed. Wear comfy clothes, silence your phone, maybe dim the lights.
Got it. Set the scene.
Exactly. And it helps to have a clear intention for your session. What do you want to focus on? Reducing anxiety, building confidence.
That makes sense. Setting a clear goal first. What's next?
Next, you focus your attention and start regulating your breathing. Choose something gentle to focus on.
Like what?
Could be a spot on the wall, the feeling of your breath, or just closing your eyes and imagining a calm point. Then start breathing slowly and deeply.
In through the nose, out through the mouth.
Usually, yeah. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. And with each exhale, just imagine any tension leaving your body. Imagine your eyelids getting heavier. And just let your eyes close naturally when they feel ready.
So starting to quiet both the body and the mind together.
Precisely. Once your eyes are closed, you work on deepening that state of relaxation. Keep focusing on your breath. Or you could try slowly counting down, maybe from 10 to 1.
Okay.
Some people like to visualize things, like walking down a gentle staircase with each count, or sinking into a warm, safe place. The aim is just deep physical relaxation and focused mental calm.
What if thoughts pop up? Distractions?
Totally normal. Just acknowledge them, don't judge, and gently guide your focus back. Back to your breathing, back to the counting. It's like training your focus muscle.
So it's like a gentle exercise for your attention span.
Exactly. Once you feel deeply relaxed, that's when you engage your imagination.
Okay.
Bring to mind a peaceful inner sanctuary, something that feels calm and safe for you. Could be a beach, a forest floating on a cloud.
Whatever works personally.
Right. And really immerse yourself in it. Engage all your senses. What you see, hear, smell, feel. Let your body feel heavy, comfortable, like it's melting into the relaxation. This vivid visualization really helps deepen the hypnotic state, makes the imagined stuff feel almost real.
This sounds incredibly soothing, like a mini mental vacation.
It really can be. And once you're in that deeply relaxed, focused state, that's when you introduce positive suggestions.
The suggestion part.
Yeah. Silently state your goal or affirmation, but with real conviction, real feeling. Well, if you're working on social confidence, maybe silently say, I am speaking with ease and confidence. Or vividly imagine yourself actually enjoying a social event, feeling good.
Okay.
In this receptive hypnotic state, these positive statements can resonate much more powerfully with your subconscious. Repeat your suggestion a few times, but no straining, just gently planting seeds.
So gently guiding the subconscious towards where you want it to go.
That's a perfect way to put it. And finally, when you feel ready to come out of the trance, you just gently guide yourself back to full awareness.
How do you do that?
You can count yourself back up, maybe 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. Tell yourself you'll feel fully alert and refreshed by the last number.
Okay.
Take a few slightly more energizing breaths. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a deep breath. Open your eyes.
And how do you typically feel afterwards?
Usually relaxed, kind of like waking up from a really pleasant daydream. And hopefully carrying those positive suggestions with you into your day.
This sounds surprisingly accessible, actually.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it gets easier with practice, like consistent practice.
Absolutely. Like any skill,
Yeah.
really. Self-hypnosis becomes more natural, more effective the more you do it.
Right.
Regular sessions help reinforce those positive suggestions, and they make it easier and faster to enter that trance state each time.
And what about beginners? Are there, like, aids?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Guided hypnosis recordings can be incredibly helpful when you're starting out. They just lead you through the whole process.
Okay.
But whether you use a guide or go solo, the core elements are always that combination. Deep physical relaxation and focused mental attention. And studies have even shown, interestingly, that regular self-hypnosis can give you comparable benefits to in-person therapy sessions for certain things.
Really?
Yeah, which makes it a fantastic, cost-effective tool for personal growth and well-being.
It's truly remarkable that our own minds hold this potential. Now, earlier you touched on some of the science behind it. Could we dive a bit deeper into that history?
Certainly. The scientific exploration of these states really got going with hypnosis. Back in the 1840s, James Braid was one of the first to scientifically describe inducing this kind of trance-like state through focused attention.
Okay, 1840s.
Then later, in the 1930s, Clark Hull brought hypnosis study into the lab. He looked at it as a normal psychophysiological state, not something weird.
Right.
A really key study was in 1967 by Ernest Hilgard. He showed hypnotic suggestion could significantly reduce pain perception.
Wow.
And he even found this fascinating hidden observer phenomenon, suggesting some part of the mind is still processing things even when you're consciously unaware.
The hidden observer, that's a really intriguing idea.
It is. Then, jump to the 1960s, researchers like Theodore Barber started asking, is a special trance state even necessary? They suggested maybe expectation and focused attention were the real keys.
Questioning the core concept.
Exactly. Nicholas Spanos continued that line in the 80s, emphasizing the active role you play in self-hypnosis. More recently, neuroscientist Amir Raz showed hypnotic suggestion could even override the Stroop effect, that classic test where you try to name the ink color of a color word.
Oh, yeah, I know that one. That's hard.
Right. It shows hypnosis can influence even automatic cognitive processes. And David Spiegel's fMRI studies. Those give us neurological evidence.
Yeah, they show.
They show decreased activity in brain areas linked to worry, like the dorsal anterior cingulate,
Okay.
and increased connection between frontal areas and the insula, regions involved in focused attention and body awareness during hypnosis. This gives us a clearer picture of the actual brain changes.
So it's not just a feeling. There are measurable shifts in brain activity.
Precisely. And that 2015 study by Tan and colleagues on self-hypnosis for chronic pain, really influential.
The one you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. It drove home that even minimal training plus audio practice could lead to significant lasting pain reduction, often matching more intensive therapy.
That's powerful.
And importantly, it found that how hypnotizable someone naturally was didn't strongly predict how well they'd respond to self-hypnosis.
Oh, that's great news. Means almost anyone could potentially benefit.
Exactly. It's really encouraging for anyone interested in trying it.
It certainly sounds like a powerful and readily accessible tool. Now, what about other ways, other methods for intentionally guiding ourselves into these trance states?
Okay, another highly effective approach is guided imagery and visualization.
Guided imagery, okay.
This is a relaxation and trance induction technique that uses your imagination. You create detailed mental scenes, usually calm and pleasant ones, to induce a relaxed, receptive state. It's sometimes seen as a form of hypnosis or meditation because, again, it involves that focused inward attention and often leads to a similar feeling of calm.
Right.
The basic principle here is that really strong mind-body connection.
Okay.
By vividly imagining positive, soothing experiences, you can actually trigger real physiological relaxation. It's often called the body's relaxation response.
So like creating a mental pathway that leads directly to physical calmness.
Exactly that. The underlying idea is your brain reacts to imagined experiences almost as if they were really happening.
Huh.
Vivid imagery can evoke emotions, even physical responses. So guided imagery typically involves engaging all your senses in a positive visualization.
And that's seeing it.
No, hearing the sounds, feeling the sensations, maybe even imagining smells. By doing this, you effectively distract your mind from stress
Right.
and shift your nervous system into that relaxed rest and digest mode.
Got it.
And in terms of inducing trance, it works by deeply absorbing your attention in that internal story or image. It crowds out external distractions, leading to that altered state.
Okay.
Often these exercises start with deep breathing, maybe some gentle muscle relaxation, which then guides you into that inner journey.
What kind of benefits can someone expect from practicing guided imagery? Is it just relaxation?
Relaxation is a big one, but the evidence supports wider benefits too. For stress and anxiety reduction and improving overall health outcomes, it's quite compelling.
Really?
Yeah, research shows regularly practicing guided imagery can lower stress hormones like cortisol, significantly reduce anxiety.
Okay.
There was one study with pregnant women, for example, showing notable drops in both cortisol and the reported stress levels after using guided imagery.
Wow.
Other benefits include improved mood, better sleep quality. It's even used as a supportive therapy for managing pain and maybe boosting immune function.
So quite broad
It's
applications.
very broad. And because it's low risk, easy to learn, you often find it taught in hospitals. For people dealing with PTSD, chronic pain, cancer side effects, even for just general well-being, doing these exercises can give you a quick, effective mental mini vacation. Calms the body right down.
A mental mini vacation. I like that.
Yeah. And over time, consistently using positive imagery might even help you reframe negative thought patterns.
It sounds incredibly versatile and, again, accessible. How does one actually do guided imagery effectively?
Well, you can do it on your own or use a recording. First step, find a comfortable spot. Quiet place, fully relax, no interruptions. Closing your eyes helps cut out distractions.
Okay.
Then start with a few slow, deep breaths. Inhale gently through the nose, exhale slowly through the mouth. Consciously release tension with each exhale.
Setting the stage for that inner exploration.
Precisely. Next, you create a peaceful mental scene. Could be a real place you love or a completely imagined fantasy spot, whatever feels safe and inviting to you.
Got it.
Start picturing the basic elements, then enrich it. Add specific sensory details. What do you see, hear, smell, feel?
Engage all the senses.
Yes, the more vivid the better, the more immersive it becomes. Spend a few minutes just exploring this mental scene.
Fully immersing yourself in that imagined reality.
Exactly. Then just linger there. Savor the feeling of calm, the tranquility, go at a relaxed pace. Notice how your actual body responds. Breathing might slow down, muscles might relax even more. Stay in your scene for several minutes or as long as it feels pleasant.
Okay.
This is often where that light trance state deepens. You might even lose track of time a bit. Finally, when you're ready to come back, gently let the scene fade. Remind yourself you can return anytime. Bring your attention back to your body, your breathing. Then slowly open your eyes, maybe stretch gently.
It sounds so straightforward, yet potentially quite profound. What if your mind wanders off during the visualization? Happens to me all the time.
Oh, completely normal, especially when you're starting out. Don't worry about it. When you notice your mind has wandered, just gently, without judgment, redirect your focus back to your chosen scene.
Okay, just guide it back.
Exactly. And there are tons of recorded guided imagery scripts available online or in apps if you find having someone else lead you helpful.
Right.
Whether you use a recording or your own imagination, the key is actively engaging your mind in a positive, absorbing image. With practice, your body learns to respond faster.
Like conditioning the relaxation response?
Pretty much. It really is like giving yourself that mental mini vacation whenever you need it. And because you tailor the images to what you find comforting or joyful, it's incredibly versatile for inducing that mild trance.
You mentioned some earlier connections to other relaxation techniques. Could you tell us a bit more about those roots?
Sure, going back way back to the early 20th century, Edmund Jacobson developed progressive muscle relaxation, or PMR, in 1929.
PMR, okay.
That involves systematically tensing, then releasing major muscle groups while focusing on slow breathing. This reliably generates alpha brainwaves, the relaxed wakefulness ones.
Oh, okay.
Joseph Volpe later used PMR in behavioral therapy for anxiety. And around the same time, 1932, Johannes Schultz developed autogenic training.
Autogenic training.
Yeah, that uses mental repetition of soothing phrases like, my arms are heavy and warm, to induce deep calm, lowers blood pressure, heart rate.
Interesting.
These were really foundational secular techniques, showed the power of focused attention and relaxation to alter our physiology.
So these early methods really paved the way for understanding that mind-body connection and achieving these relaxed states. What about specific research on guided imagery itself?
Well, initial clinical research back in the 70s to 90s had kind of mixed results on specific health outcomes.
Okay.
But more recent, rigorously controlled trials have consistently confirmed the benefits of guided imagery for inducing that state of relaxed focus. A big systematic review showed it provides immediate relaxation, significantly improves anxiety symptoms, and boosts overall quality of life.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, and researchers like Holmes and Matthews back in 2010 even linked the neural pathways active during imagery to those involved in hypnosis, suggests overlapping mechanisms. Guided imagery is repeatedly shown as effective for stress reduction in various settings, and that 2006 review by Macaulay concluded both PMR and guided relaxation reliably help with stress symptoms, headaches, insomnia, chronic pain, even IBS.
Wow, IBS too.
Yeah. Plus, a 2007 trial showed improved mood and quality of life in cancer patients using relaxation and guided imagery.
So these aren't just, nice-to-do practices. There's real scientific weight behind them for inducing these beneficial trance-like states. What's another method we can explore? Another way to intentionally shift consciousness?
Okay, another incredibly powerful and very extensively studied method is mindfulness meditation.
Mindfulness? That's everywhere now.
It is, and for good reason. This practice involves training your attention on the present moment, but with a specific quality. Heightened, non-judgmental awareness.
Unjudgmental, that's key, isn't it?
Crucial. It typically starts by focusing on breath sensations or maybe body sensations, and it often leads to a calm, trance-like state. You feel less self-conscious, more deeply calm, and it's completely secular, requires nothing but your own mind and maybe a quiet spot.
So it's fundamentally about cultivating that state of being fully present without criticizing what you find there.
Precisely. The core principle is anchoring your attention, usually to something simple and consistent, like the feeling of your breath coming in and going out. And when your mind inevitably wanders, which it will, you gently redirect your focus back to that anchor, over and over.
Okay.
This repetition builds what's often called relaxed concentration. You're fully awake, alert, but not swept away by the constant stream of thoughts.
Relaxed concentration. I like that term.
Yeah. Mindfulness is often defined as, purposely being aware of the present moment, exploring whatever sensations, thoughts, emotions arise without judging them. Physiologically, this practice triggers the body's relaxation response. Heart rate slows, breathing slows, stress hormone levels drop.
So physical effects too.
Definitely. And unlike getting lost in thought, in mindfulness, you observe thoughts and feelings from a slight distance. You don't get tangled up in them.
Right. Like watching clouds pass by.
That's a great analogy. It's like training yourself into a trance of clear awareness. You become absorbed in the present. Time might seem to slow down, sense of self might fade a bit, yet you're totally lucid.
Okay.
Even beginners often notice more calm, maybe a gentle dreaminess after just a short session.
It sounds like a really valuable way to quiet that constant mental chatter so many of us have.
Yeah.
What specific benefits has the research backed up?
Oh, mindfulness is one of the most rigorously studied methods we're talking about. A huge amount of research consistently shows benefits across the board.
Like what specifically?
Reductions in stress, anxiety, depression symptoms, improved pain management, better cognitive function.
Wow.
Mindfulness-based programs like MBSR significantly reduce stress and anxiety, improve attention, emotional regulation.
Sure.
Brain imaging studies, like the famous ones from Harvard, even show structural changes in the brain with regular practice. More gray matter in regions for memory and self-regulation.
Actual changes in the brain structure.
Yes, which fits with evoking that relaxation response, the term Herbert Benson coined back in the 70s.
Right.
Clinically, mindfulness is used more and more for chronic pain, preventing depression relapse, general stress reduction. Part of its appeal is its simplicity and that it's secular. It was thoughtfully adapted from traditional Buddhist meditation for programs like MBSR.
Right, stripped of the religious context for wider use.
Exactly. And remarkably, even just 5 to 15 minutes daily shows improvements in mood and cognitive function.
Only 5-15 minutes. That's very manageable.
Very. And it's so accessible now with apps, online courses, group classes, many validated by research for improving well-being. It's basically a scientifically proven way to induce a gentle trance of present awareness, really rejuvenating for mind and body.
It sounds incredibly beneficial and, yeah, surprisingly easy to get into. How does someone actually do mindfulness meditation? What's the basic practice?
The foundational practice is pretty straightforward. First, find a quiet spot unlikely to be disturbed.
Okay.
Settle into a comfortable but alert posture. Sitting upright in a chair, feet flat, works great. Or on a cushion, if you prefer.
Eyes closed or open?
Gently closed is common. Or if that makes you sleepy, you can soften your gaze, look down at a neutral spot in front of you, take a couple of deep, slow breaths just to settle in.
Creating that still point, both inside and out.
Exactly. Then bring your full attention to the natural rhythm of your breathing. Pick a focus point.
Right.
Maybe the sensation of air at your nostrils, or the gentle rise and fall of your abdomen. Just observe your breath. Don't try to control it or change it. That's your anchor in the present.
So the simple act of breathing is the main focus.
Yes. Now, your mind will wander, almost guaranteed. Thoughts about the past, future, random stuff.
Yeah. That's the hard part.
It's part of the process. The key is to gently notice when your attention has drifted. And then without any self-criticism, no beating yourself up, just guide it back to the breath.
Okay.
Every time you bring it back, you're strengthening that attention muscle.
So it's not about stopping thoughts, but noticing them and redirecting attention. Gently.
Precisely. As you keep observing your breath, try to cultivate an attitude of open acceptance, gentle curiosity towards whatever comes up, physical sensations, emotions, thoughts. Be like an impartial witness. Don't get carried away by them. Don't react strongly. If you feel an itch, just notice the itch. If an emotion arises, acknowledge it without getting lost in its story.
Just observing, not getting caught up in the drama.
Exactly. Continue this for a set time. Maybe start with just 5 minutes. Gradually increase it as you get comfortable. A timer helps avoid clock watching. You can use optional aids too, like silently counting breaths or mentally noting in, out.
Okay.
When your time's up, bring your awareness back slowly. Notice how you feel physically, mentally. Often there's a sense of calm, feeling grounded, even after a short practice.
Nice.
And mindfulness can be practiced informally too, right? Like mindful eating, walking, doing a body scan.
Right.
But formal sitting meditation is a really direct way to cultivate that mindful trance. Regular practice makes you less reactive to stress, more present overall.
And those apps help too.
Yeah, many mindfulness apps offer structured guided sessions. Studies show they can help reduce stress, increase positive feelings. The core practice is simple though. Take a good seat, pay attention to the breath, and when attention wanders, return. That simple formula can lead to really profound calm and insight.
What does the science show about the physiological and neurological changes during mindfulness? You mentioned brain structure changes.
Yeah, so that early Wallace and Benson study in 1970 on TM showed big drops in oxygen use, heart rate, plus increased skin resistance, shifts in brainwaves, what they called the relaxation response.
Okay.
Later studies confirmed this wakeful hypometabolic state. Then Davidson's 2003 study found 8 weeks of mindfulness increased activity in the left prefrontal cortex, linked to positive mood and boosted antibody production.
Wow, linking mind state to immune function.
Right. And Lutz's team in 2004 found high-frequency gamma waves in experienced meditators during focus meditation, indicating heightened unified brain activity.
Gamma waves.
Even short training helps. Tang's research showed better attention control and lower stress hormones after just 5 days of breath-focused meditation.
5 days. That's fast. So it's not just subjective calm. There are real, measurable physiological and neurological shifts happening.
Absolutely. Meditation is now firmly established. Reproducible, reliable method for intentionally shifting consciousness. It's the basis of MBSR, countless clinical trials. And ongoing MRI research keeps showing strengthened brain regions, more gray matter density with practice.
It's truly remarkable how these ancient practices are being validated by modern science. Okay, what other fascinating methods can we explore for intentionally accessing these altered states?
Let's switch gears a bit and look at biofeedback and neurofeedback.
Biofeedback.
Well,
Okay, involves technology, right?
yes. Biofeedback uses electronic monitoring to give you real-time info about your physiological states, things like heart rate, muscle tension, skin temperature, even brain waves. This immediate feedback helps you learn to consciously control these functions that are normally involuntary. It basically externalizes unconscious processes, makes them visible or audible.
So you can see or hear how your body's reacting.
Exactly. Then, by watching these signals, you practice techniques, specific breathing, relaxation exercises, to intentionally change the signals in the way you want.
Oh, okay.
You actively induce relaxation or a focused trance and get immediate reinforcement when you succeed. With practice, your body learns to enter these states more easily, even without the devices.
And neurofeedback, is that different?
Neurofeedback is a specialized type of biofeedback. It focuses specifically on monitoring and training your brain's electrical activity using EEG electroencephalography.
Got it. So it's like having a direct feedback loop showing you in real time how your body and brain respond to your efforts to relax or focus.
Precisely. The core idea is that while functions like heart rate or brainwaves usually run on autopilot, we can influence them more than we think. Biofeedback just amplifies subtle signals you wouldn't normally notice. For instance, you might see a graph of your heart rate variability HRV improve as you practice slow breathing. That's positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
It creates this powerful learning loop. Empowers you to achieve self-induced relaxation or focus by consciously adjusting your physiology and seeing the immediate results.
What different types are there?
Various types target different systems. EMG for muscle tension, thermal for skin temp, GSR for sweat gland activity.
Okay.
HRV biofeedback for heart rate variability, and EEG neurofeedback for brainwaves. But the underlying goal is always the same: help you achieve a more balanced, regulated state using that immediate feedback during relaxation or concentration.
What kind of tangible benefits can biofeedback offer if someone uses it consistently?
Research increasingly supports its use for a range of things: reducing anxiety, improving mood, even enhancing cognitive and physical performance by teaching better self-regulation skills. HRV biofeedback, for example, using paced breathing to optimize heart rhythm variability, shows promise for conditions like asthma, depression, IBS, by improving the adaptability of your autonomic nervous system. Meta-analyses even show significant reductions in depression symptoms with HRV biofeedback.
That's impressive. What about neurofeedback?
Neurofeedback has growing evidence for improving focus in ADHD and alleviating symptoms in some anxiety disorders.
Okay.
And related to trance states, a common neurofeedback application is training people to produce brainwave patterns associated with meditation, like increasing alpha waves for relaxed introspection.
How did that work?
You get audio or visual cues when your alpha activity increases, so you learn, through feedback, to access that calm, focused mental space more easily.
Hmm.
Interestingly, even those consumer-grade neurofeedback headbands and apps show potential for helping users increase calm and improve attention through guided brainwave training.
So the effectiveness comes from that personalized real-time feedback,
Yeah.
learning what works for you.
Exactly. You see what specific mental or physical adjustments work best for you to get the state you want. And with practice, many people gain finer control even without the devices later on.
It sounds like a very active, data-driven way to learn how to manage your mind state.
Yeah.
What kinds of tools or tech are usually involved?
Well, traditional biofeedback use sophisticated lab gear, but tech advances have made many tools much more accessible and affordable now.
Like,
For HRV biofeedback, you can often just use your smartphone camera or a wearable heart sensor. Lots of apps provide a visual breathing pacer and show a real-time heart rate graph.
okay.
They guide you to breathe around 6 breaths per minute, that resonant frequency for maximizing HRV. You do a 5–10 minute session, watch a calming visual, or listen to tones. And as you breathe rhythmically, you see your heart rate line smooth out or your coherence score go up. It visually confirms you're entering that balanced, relaxed state. Practice helps you recreate it easily on your own.
And for neurofeedback at home.
Usually a lightweight headband with sensors connects wirelessly to an app. These apps often use game-like interfaces.
Games.
Yeah, like maybe the sound of rain quiets down when your brain makes more desired brain waves, or a virtual flame gets brighter as your alpha waves increase. Gamification makes the training more engaging.
That gamification part sounds like it could make learning less intimidating, more fun. Could you walk us through an example? Using HRV biofeedback, say.
Sure. Let's say you want to use HRV biofeedback for relaxation. You'd open an HRV app, connect your sensor phone camera or wearable.
Okay.
After setup, it might ask you to rate your current stress level, just for tracking. Then you see a breathing guide on screen like a rising falling circle.
Got it.
Your job is to follow the pacer. Breathe deeply into your belly as it rises, exhale slowly as it falls. At the same time, you see the real-time feedback of your heart rate as a line graph. You'll see your heart rate naturally rise slightly on the inhale, fall on the exhale. The goal is to amplify that rhythm. The app might show a coherence score that improves with longer exhales and a steady, slow pattern.
So the visual feedback helps you adjust your breathing.
Exactly. To get that smooth, coherent pattern, which indicates you're relaxed but alert. You continue this paced breathing for maybe 5 minutes to start. If your mind wanders or your breathing gets choppy, you'll see the coherence score dip,
Okay.
prompting you to gently refocus. The biofeedback is like a personal coach guiding you back.
Right.
After the session, the app shows results, and you'll likely feel more relaxed, centered, maybe even a bit euphoric. Repeated practice trains your body to enter that coherent state more easily on command.
It sounds like a very direct, data-driven way to get to grounded calmness.
Yeah,
Almost like watching your stress melt away in real time on a graph.
absolutely. Because it targets physiology directly and gives that immediate feedback, it can induce a very tangible, bodily grounded, trance-like state. It's a fascinating merger of tech and mindfulness. And accessibility has exploded. You mentioned the DoD's Breathe to Relax app, countless other HRV apps. Companies like Muse offer guided meditation with real-time neurofeedback. Modern tech helping achieve age-old mind-body control goals.
This is all so incredibly fascinating. We've covered self-hypnosis, guided imagery, mindfulness, and biofeedback. What other avenues are there for intentionally shifting our consciousness?
Okay, let's delve into progressive muscle relaxation, PMR for short.
PMR. Heard of that one too.
Yeah.
Classic technique, right?
Very classic, highly effective, developed early 20th century. It induces deep relaxation, almost a light trance, by systematically tensing, then releasing different muscle groups.
Tensing, then releasing. Okay.
Yeah. And a key part is deliberately focusing on and extending that feeling of relief after you release the tension. You progressively move through major muscle groups, feet to head, or vice versa. For each group, tense it comfortably tight, hold briefly, then suddenly release. Pay close attention to the contrast, the feeling of relaxation flowing in.
So you become more aware of tension versus relaxation.
Exactly. As muscles progressively relax, the mind often follows. leads to a calm, almost meditative state.
So a very physical pathway to mental relaxation.
Precisely. The idea behind PMR is that muscle tension often goes hand in hand with anxiety and stress.
Hmm.
By consciously breaking that cycle, releasing physical tension, you calm both body and mind. It's a two-step process. Tense, which heightens awareness of the muscle, then release, experiencing that profound contrasting ease.
Okay.
Systematically doing this through 10-16 major muscle groups floods your system with relaxation signals, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest response.
Right.
Mentally, focusing on each muscle group also acts as a form of focused attention, guides awareness inward, away from distractions or racing thoughts. The slow, rhythmic nature can be quite trance-inducing itself, like a body scan meditation. With practice, people get better attuned to early tension signs and can consciously relax on command, almost like flipping a relaxation switch.
What kind of benefits has PMR been shown to offer? Is it just stress relief?
It's widely recommended and has solid evidence for managing stress, helping insomnia, reducing anxiety symptoms.
Okay.
Studies show regular PMR reduces general anxiety, improves sleep quality, making it great before bed, and can even lessen tension headaches and chronic pain.
Wow, physical symptoms too.
Yeah. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine actually endorses PMR for chronic insomnia. Research also shows benefits like lower blood pressure, improved mood. A 2021 review found PMR effective for various chronic pain conditions, arthritis, lower back pain. Trials show it reduces anxiety before medical procedures.
So it's a versatile tool.
Very. It's a basic stress coping skill taught to veterans, students. It's safe for almost everyone. You just adjust the tension intensity if needed for injuries. Consistent practice improves control over your stress response, helps physical and mental tension melt away.
How does one actually do progressive muscle relaxation effectively? What's the process?
To start, find a quiet, comfy spot. Lie down or sit undisturbed for 10-15 minutes. Loosen tight clothing.
Lying down better.
Often preferred, especially for sleep. Arms at sides, palms up, legs uncrossed. But sitting works too. Gently close your eyes, take a few slow, deep breaths. Let go of worries with each exhale.
Creating that quiet, receptive space.
Right. Then focus on one muscle group at a time. Starting at one end, feet are often easiest.
Okay, feet first.
Take a deep breath in, and as you do, tense that muscle group firmly but comfortably for about 5 seconds. Noticeable tension, but no pain.
Got it.
Then, as you exhale, abruptly release the tension and spend 10-30 seconds just noticing the relaxation. Focus only on that muscle group you just released.
Okay, then move on.
Yeah, systematically progress through other major groups. A common sequence: feet, curl toes, lower legs, calves, thighs, and glutes. Abdomen, suck in. Hands, clench fists. Arms, biceps. Shoulders, shrug up. Neck, gently press head back. Be careful here if you have neck issues. And face, scrunch up.
So methodically working through the body. Brief tension, longer focus release.
Exactly. After each group, take that moment to observe the overall relaxation spreading. Muscles feel looser, heavier. Mentally scan for any lingering tension. Repeat the tense release there if needed.
How many times through?
Often, one pass is enough for deep relaxation. Sometimes repeating the whole sequence deepens it further. Repetition trains the body.
And what happens after you've gone through all the muscle groups?
After the sequence, just continue resting quietly for a few minutes. Enjoy the deep relaxation. If you're doing it for sleep, you might just drift off here.
Okay.
If you need to get up, do it slowly. Maybe count to 3. Open your eyes. Stretch gently. You'll likely notice a serene, grounded feeling, a hallmark of entering that light trance state through this body-centered practice. The systematic focus creates a very mindful connection with your body.
It sounds like something easy to add to a nightly routine for better sleep. Does it get better with regular practice?
Yes, absolutely. With regular practice, you relax faster and deeper. Eventually, just a deep breath and consciously dropping your shoulders might trigger that familiar relaxation wave. You condition the response. PMR is also often combined effectively with guided imagery or focused breathing to enhance effects. And it's flexible. You can shorten the sequence if time's tight. Even a 5-minute version can help reduce acute stress during the day.
Useful.
Because it directly teaches you to recognize and release physical tension, it's really a cornerstone technique in stress management. And it's totally self-applied. Plus, loads of free audio guides online can walk you through it.
You mentioned a related technique earlier. Autogenic training.
Yes. Autogenic training from the 1930s is related, but instead of actively tensing releasing, it uses passive concentration and mentally repeating specific phrases.
Phrases like,
My arms are heavy and warm, to induce feelings of heaviness and warmth in different body parts. It also leads to deep relaxation, proven effective for stress anxiety. Might appeal more to those who prefer a more imaginal, less physically active approach. Both PMR and autogenics are solid, proven self-relaxation methods. Worth trying both, maybe. See what clicks.
it's really helpful knowing there are different options based on preference.
Yeah.
What's another fascinating way we can intentionally access these altered states? Let's talk breath.
Okay, breathwork techniques. Breathing exercises. How we breathe has such a profound, immediate impact on our mental and physical state.
Right.
Breathwork is intentionally controlling and modulating your breathing pattern to induce specific states. Can range from deep, calm, trance-like relaxation, all the way to more energized or even altered states of awareness. It covers a huge range, gentle stuff like diaphragmatic breathing or the 4-7-8 breath,
Okay.
to more dynamic, vigorous methods like holotropic breathwork or the Wim Hof method.
Wow, quite a spectrum.
Yeah. The breath is a fundamental entry point to influence our nervous system. It's one of the few autonomic functions we can consciously control.
Ah, the bridge between conscious and unconscious.
Exactly. By intentionally changing breathing patterns, you can rapidly alter heart rate, blood chemistry, brain activity, effectively guiding yourself into various states, including trance.
So we can basically use our breath like a remote control for our nervous system, dialing in different states.
Precisely. Different patterns stimulate different responses. Slow, deep breathing, especially with a longer exhale, activates the parasympathetic system.
The rest and digest one.
Right. Promotes relaxation, reduces anxiety, lowers heart rate. That's why nearly all meditation and hypnosis incorporates slow, controlled breathing.
Okay.
Conversely, fast or forceful breathing, like hyperventilation, when done mindfully floods the body with oxygen, temporarily lowers CO2, which can paradoxically lead to energy, altered sensations, even cathartic emotional release, like in holotropic breathwork. Rapid breathing can cause tingling, altered perceptions, emotional shifts.
Interesting.
So the breath is truly a lever. Slow deep equals calm. Rapid intense can lead to energetic or even visionary trance states. Plus, just focusing on the breath is inherently concentrative, makes most breath work a type of meditation, naturally inducing inner focus, mild trance.
What are some examples of gentle breathwork techniques? Good for relaxation and mild trance.
Several simple but powerful ones. The 4-7-8 breathing technique is a great example, often popularized by Dr. Andrew Weil.
4-7-8. How does that work?
Simple. Inhale quietly through your nose for 4 counts. Hold gently for 7 counts. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 counts. Repeat several times.
Okay.
That extended exhale and brief hold increase CO2 tolerance, trigger a vagal response signals from the vagus nerve that slow heart rate, promote relaxation, calm the mind. Many people feel noticeably more relaxed after just a few cycles. Research shows regular practice reduces anxiety, improves quality of life. Even just 5 minutes of slow, controlled breathing significantly lowers stress right then.
Wow. What else?
Other gentle ones include box breathing inhale, hold, exhale, hold, all for equal counts. And coherent breathing, aiming for about 5 breaths per minute to maximize HRV, very effective for calm focus. The beauty is their simplicity and immediate effects.
That 4-7-8 technique sounds incredibly accessible, something anyone could try right now.
It is. Sit or lie comfortably, maybe straight back if sitting. Tip of the tongue behind upper front teeth is optional.
Okay.
Exhale completely through your mouth, maybe a whoosh sound. Closed mouth, inhale quietly through nose count of 4.
Got it.
Hold breath gently count of 7, shorten if needed. Exhale slowly, completely through mouth count of 8, whoosh again. Repeat for 4 cycles total or more. It forces your mind to focus on the count, breaks rumination. That long exhale is key for relaxation. After a few cycles, heart rate slows, tranquility kicks in, can really help with sleep too.
What are some other gentle breathwork techniques people might find helpful?
Well, diaphragmatic breathing, belly breathing. Focus on expanding your abdomen on the inhale, contracting on exhale, encourages deeper, efficient breathing. Alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, in yoga. Breathing one nostril, hold other closed, exhale through opposite nostril, alternate sides. Said to balance energy, leads to calm focus. Brahmari humming breath. Inhale deep, exhale slowly, making a gentle humming sound. Very soothing, quiets the mind.
Okay.
And paced breathing combined with visualization, like imagining ocean waves or following a visual pacer. Enhances focus, deepens relaxation. These gentle practices are generally safe, great for daily routine, promote relaxation, balance, present moment awareness, often leading to mild trance.
Now, you also mentioned more intense breathwork techniques earlier. What's the deal with those principles effects?
Yes, the other end of the spectrum. Techniques deliberately designed to induce stronger trance states, sometimes with vivid imagery, intense emotional release, significant shifts in perception.
Okay.
Two notable examples, holotropic breathwork and the breathing part of the Wim Hof method.
Holotropic. What's that involve?
Developed by Stanislav Grof, it's accelerated, deepened breathing through the mouth for extended time, 20, 60-plus minutes, usually in a group, trained facilitators, evocative music. It's circular breathing, no pauses between inhale-exhale, can lead to non-ordinary states of consciousness, dreamlike visions, unconscious material surfacing, emotional catharsis, physical energy sensations.
Wow. Sounds intense.
It can be. Some call it a drug-free, psychedelic-like experience. Physiologically, CO2 levels temporarily drop. The group setting adds an ecstatic atmosphere. Groff theorized it helps surface unconscious memories.
Okay.
Afterward, often mandala drawing, group sharing to integrate, it's powerful. Generally recommended to do with trained facilitators, safe environment, especially first time. Can dramatically shift consciousness, altered time perception, inner imagery, emotional release.
What about physical sensations?
Tingling, vibrations, temperature changes are common, intense during, but many feel deeply relaxed, integrated afterward. Limited research suggests reduced stress, increased self-awareness, life satisfaction, but wise to start with milder techniques first.
And the Wim Hof method breathing, how's that different?
Wim Hof breathing involves rounds of 30, 40 rapid deep breaths, full inhale, relaxed exhale. After the last exhale, hold breath with empty lungs as long as comfortable. Then a recovery inhale, hold 15 seconds with full lungs. Repeat the cycle. People report tingling, energy, meditative or trance-like state, believed to trigger adrenaline release, shown to have anti-inflammatory effects in some studies. Many describe a natural high, sense of mental clarity, mind over body feeling, energizing, but caution is needed. Dizziness, fainting possible, especially starting out.
Safety precautions.
Always sit or lie down. Never do it while driving or in or near water due to fainting risk.
Got it. What does the science say about these more intense methods?
Research suggests hyperventilation, key in both, may temporarily reduce cerebral blood flow. Some theorize this contributes to the altered states.
Okay.
Studies on Wim Hof show temporary increases in adrenaline, certain anti-inflammatory markers. But again, not safe for everyone. Cardiovascular issues, fainting seizure history, pregnancy contraindications.
All right.
Improperly done could even trigger anxiety or panic in some. So, approach intense breathwork gradually with proper instruction, aware of your body's limit.
That's crucial advice. Safety first. Could you briefly describe how someone might safely try a moderately intense breathwork session at home? Something manageable.
Okay, one example might be a form of cyclic hyperventilation with breath retention. Find a safe spot, sit or lie down undisturbed.
Okay.
Phase 1, power breathing. Around 30 deep, quick breaths. Inhale fully, passive exhale, about 1 breath per second. Might feel tingling, lightheaded. Slow down if too strong. Often feel mild adrenaline rush, warmth.
Got it.
Phase 2, breath hold. After the last exhale, hold breath with empty lungs as long as feels comfortably challenging, maybe 30 seconds to a minute to start. Close eyes, observe sensations, peace, visual patterns. Phase 3, recovery, inhale. When you need to breathe, inhale deeply, full capacity. Hold that breath for about 15 seconds. Notice pressure, clarity maybe. Then release, return to normal breathing briefly.
Say, repeat.
Yeah, repeat the cycle, maybe 2-3 rounds total. Then sit quietly for a few minutes. Enjoy the after effects, often endorphins, clear mind, relaxed body.
How do people usually feel right after?
Often very present, maybe blissful, light-bodied, like a nervous system reset. When ready, get up slowly, mindfully. Crucially, listen to your body throughout. Stop at significant discomfort and remember the safety rule. Never near water.
Right.
While intense breathwork can be transformative, approach responsibly. Holotropic in groups adds music, bodywork for that shamanic journey feel. But the milder techniques, very safe for daily practice, valuable self-care rituals, even 5-minute slow breathing, 6 breathsmen reduces stress hormones. The breath is just a powerful, available tool for influencing consciousness.
It's amazing how diverse and potent these breath techniques are, from gentle calm to profound shifts. Okay, let's move to another fascinating area, the power of rhythm. music and drumming.
Absolutely. From shamanic drums and ancient rituals to modern trance music, rhythmic drumming and repetitive music have been used across cultures throughout history to induce altered states, including trance.
There's something almost primal about how a steady, consistent beat captivates our minds, starts to alter brainwave patterns.
Right.
Drumming, clapping, rhythmic chanting, even just listening to repetitive sound can lead to trance at the right tempo, with the right intention. Many traditional practices rely heavily on rhythm, and the beauty is often very accessible. No special skills needed, just listen, let the rhythm carry you.
So it's like the sound itself has this hypnotic entraining effect on the mind.
Precisely. The key mechanism is brainwave entrainment. Our brains naturally tend to synchronize their electrical activity with external rhythmic stimuli. We see this with binaural beats, too.
Okay.
Research shows a strong, steady beat makes our brainwaves align with its frequency. For example, slow, consistent drumming around 4 beats per second, 4 hertz, encourages theta brainwaves.
Beta waves are linked to.
Dreamlike states, deep meditation, hypnosis. Traditional trance drumming often targets this theta range, around 240, 420 BPM maybe.
The repetitive stimulus lulls the brain. The consistent sound occupies the conscious mind, lets it let go of active thinking. Body responds to heart rate. Breathing might start syncing with the beat. The overall result, often a holistic shift. Physical, mental, emotional. You get in the groove, enter a trance-like state where imagery, inspiration might flow more freely.
What does the science say about rhythmic drumming's effectiveness for inducing trance and altered experiences?
Well, anthropologically, it's one of the oldest, most widespread methods. Indigenous rituals worldwide use similar rhythmic patterns. Participants often report altered states, visions, spiritual experiences facilitated by the drumming.
Okay.
Modern EEG studies confirm this. Listening to rhythmic drumming increases both alpha and theta brainwave power. One experiment with 4 hertz drumming showed both subjective reports of trance and corresponding brainwave sync at 4 hertz.
Wow, direct correlation.
Yeah. Research also indicates slow, repetitive beats encourage those slower brain waves linked to hypnotic or meditative states. One study showed just 15 minutes of repetitive drumming significantly reduced stress hormones like cortisol and prompted trance-like subjective experiences, feelings of heaviness, dreaminess. Interestingly, research also suggests when drumming is done with specific shamanic intention, participants are more likely to report classic trance sensations, out-of-body feelings, vivid imagery.
So mindset plays a role too.
Definitely. Mental set plus rhythm maximizes trance, but the rhythm itself is crucial for facilitating these shifts.
It's fascinating how consistent this is across cultures and backed by neuroscience. How can someone use rhythmic drumming themselves to potentially induce trance?
Couple of accessible ways. One simple method, listen to high-quality recordings. Shamanic drumming often around 4 hertz or other steady repetitive drum tracks. Aim for consistent beat, maybe 180, 240 plus BPM hand drum sound is often ideal. Headphones or good speakers help. Find a comfortable position, lie down, sit, close eyes, just listen. Don't analyze. Let your mind ride the sound wave. Thoughts might fade. Some people visualize a journey matching the rhythm. Others just focus on the sound sensation. Try 10, 20 minutes. You might notice a light trance emerging imagery, half dreaming, lost time sense.
Okay.
A gentle callback signal at the end helps return, stretch, ground yourself after.
And the other method, actually drumming.
Yeah. If you have a drum, even a simple hand drum or makeshift percussion, create your own simple, steady rhythm. Consistency over complexity. Maybe 1 beat per second or faster. Find a comfy spot, maybe dim room. After a minute or two of steady drumming, you might fall into a groove. Drumming becomes almost automatic. Focus shifts inward, leads to that drummer's high or mild trance. Continue as long as feels good. 10 minutes to start, maybe. When you stop, sit in silence a few moments. Notice any lingering altered state. The sudden silence after rhythm can be quite profound. Intuitive thoughts, gentle visuals might arise.
Listening seems like the easiest entry point for beginners. Almost auditory meditation. Any other rhythmic sounds work similarly?
Yes, listening to any consistently rhythmic sound can potentially induce mild trance. A metronome on a steady beat. Sootin, repetitive electronic music, less melody lyrics, more beat. Key is the consistent beat, especially lower frequencies. Can lead to that subtle shift, feeling lost in the music differently than usual.
Are there ways to enhance the trance effect of rhythmic drumming or music?
Absolutely. Combine it with rhythmic breathing, consciously sync breath to the beat. Add a mantra or simple chant repeated in time with the rhythm.
Okay.
Movement helps too. Gentle swaying, dancing, even just tapping feet, hands in time deepens the experience. Scientifically, combining brainwave sync with theta range rhythm, 3 to 8 hertz, is potent. Some research even suggests adding rhythmic light pulses in sync enhances entrainment. But sound alone is powerful for altering brain activity.
So find that consistent rhythmic stimulus. Let mind and body resonate.
Okay, what's another fascinating method involving sound and repetition to alter consciousness? Let's explore chanting and mantra meditation.
Chanting.
This is rhythmically repeating sounds, syllable, word, phrase, often musical to enter meditative trance. Includes mantra meditation, silent or audible, kirtan, devotional singing, Gregorian chants, Sufi dhikr, remembrance, even secular humming or toning.
Works on multiple levels.
Yeah. Repetition gives focus. Rhythm regulates breath. Voice vibrations can soothe the body, maybe stimulating the vagus nerve. Meaningful chants instill mindset. Group chanting adds unity, euphoria, but very effective alone, too.
Sounds very holistic. Auditory, respiratory, vibrational.
Exactly. Key principles.
Yeah.
Auditory focus and regulated breathing. Chanting often naturally syncs your breath to the rhythm, often leading to slower, deeper breaths, maybe around 6 per minute. Very calming.
Okay.
Sound vibrations, especially vowels like OM or humming, resonate in the body, can stimulate the vagus nerve, promote relaxation. Repetition and musicality act as an auditory mantra, quieting internal dialogue, crowding out thoughts. You might reach a state where chanting feels automatic. Mind becomes quiet or deeply absorbed in the sound. Quiet or ecstatic absorption. Some teachers say chanting gives similar benefits to silent meditation, but adds physical, emotional engagement, deepening trance.
The emotional element, too.
Yeah, joy, love, devotion evoked by the chant can amplify the trance state.
What kind of benefits does research show for chanting and mantra meditation?
Growing research suggests mind-body benefits. A 2012 UCLA study found mantra chanting beneficial for reducing stress and inflammation markers.
Inflammation. Interesting.
Yeah. Another study indicated chanting, Sanskrit or Latin, had positive effects on cardiovascular health, stabilized breathing, improved vagal tone.
Okay.
Research with veterans showed Kirtan Kriya, a specific chanting meditation, improved mood, reduced depression, enhanced memory. A systematic review concluded mantra meditation has minimal to moderate beneficial effects on mental health. Anecdotally, people report peace, spiritual connection, quiet mind. Neurologically, probably engages similar brain areas as music, maybe dopamine, endorphins. Group chanting shown to release oxytocin, the bonding hormone.
Wow.
Even secular humming increases sinus nitric oxide, improves breathing, promotes calm.
It's interesting that the meaning of the mantra words isn't always the main focus.
Often true. Sound and repetitive vibration are often considered more important than literal meaning. OM, for instance, creates a resonant feeling of connection, relaxation, regardless of belief.
So for secular chanting,
Could use a neutral syllable, or a positive word, peace. Key is repetition and resonance.
how does someone actually practice chanting? Alone or with recordings?
First, choose a mantra, phrase, or sound that resonates. Simple, Om, I am calm. Traditional, Om, Mani Padme Hum, or just humming, Short phrase is often easier to start.
Okay. Posture.
Sit comfortably, straight spine helps breathing. Take deep breaths, begin chanting on the exhale, sustain sound till breath runs out. Rhythm could be one short chant per breath or repeat shorter syllable multiple times on exhale. Let breathing find a steady cycle with the chant. Breathe naturally at pauses for longer chants.
Focus.
Focus attention on the physical sound vibrations, chest, throat, face. Listen to your tone without judgment. Try to blend awareness with the sound, become the sound. Helps shift into trance, lose sense of separateness. Establish a steady pace. Consistency helps. Malabeads optional for counting. Aim for continuous flow. Set timer or decide length, start 5-10 minutes maybe. Group chants often longer. Alone, even 2 minutes can have effects.
How to end?
Gently. Sit quietly a minute or two after. Feel the after effects. Notice the quiet in your mind. That silent period is valuable too.
You mentioned silent mantra repetition earlier. How does that compare?
Silent mantra repetition, like in TM, is also very effective. Occupies the active mind, induces deep relaxation, even trance. Lacks the physical vibration, but some find they go very deep with silent practice.
And group chanting.
Can be remarkable. Collective energy, shared focus, often propels people into profound, even euphoric trance. Listening to recordings of chants, Tibetan, Hindu, Taizé, Christian, can also be powerful. Sing along or just listen can be hypnotic. Gregorian chants create deep calm, like meditation.
Sounds like a rich tapestry of practices. What does science say about the brain during chanting?
Interestingly, an fMRI study on OM chanting showed deactivation of the limbic system, emotional responses,
Okay.
and activation of areas for relaxation, self-awareness. OM chanting also shown to promote brainwave coherence, increase alpha waves, both signs of relaxed focus.
So again, tangible neurological shifts.
Yeah.
Remarkable how these simple techniques work. Okay, one final category of methods. Let's talk tech.
All right. Finally, let's discuss audiovisual entrainment, AVE, and the use of digital tools.
AVE.
This uses technology to directly influence brain rhythms, induce trance-like states using rhythmic sound and light. Includes binaural beats, isochronic tones, flickering light devices, mind machines, even VR meditation relaxation experiences. These tools leverage the brain's natural tendency to sync its electrical activity with external periodic stimuli. By presenting sound light at specific frequencies, the aim is to guide the brain into desired states: alpha for relaxation, theta for deeper meditation trance, beta for focus, gamma for enhanced cognition.
Right.
Can be used standalone or combined with other techniques we discuss.
So using technology to literally tune the brain.
No, in a way, yes. Let's start with binaural beats audio entrainment.
Okay, binaural beats.
What?
What are those?
Created when you listen to two slightly different tones, one in each ear, through stereo headphones, your brain perceives a third rhythmic tone at the frequency difference.
Example.
200 hertz left ear, 207 hertz right ear. Your brain perceives a 7 hertz beat. That's theta range. The theory is your brain's electrical activity starts resonating at 7 hertz, the frequency following effect.
Right.
They're popular now. Meditation apps, YouTube, marketed for relaxation, sleep, concentration, lucid dreaming. You choose a track with target frequency, wear headphones, listen 10-30 mins, often embedded in pleasant ambient sounds.
How effective are they really? What's the research say?
Research findings are somewhat mixed, often described as inconclusive or inconsistent in reviews. Lots of anecdotal reports. Some studies show potential for anxiety mood improvements, especially theta range for relaxation creativity. Reduced anxiety in pre-surgery patients in some studies.
Okay.
WebMD notes potential benefits, but cautions research isn't robust yet. Seems like individual response varies a lot. Some respond well, others less so. But the rhythmic pulsing itself can be hypnotic for some. If you approach it openly, receptively, it can definitely contribute to entering a light trance.
So maybe a case of trying it and seeing if it works for you. How do you actually use them in practice?
Need a quiet spot, good stereo headphones. Choose a track labeled with target frequency, alpha theta for relaxation. Close eyes, relax, let the sound wash over you, breathe slowly, don't analyze the sound.
Okay.
Some apps mix in nature sounds, music. Listen 15 mins for quick refresh, 30 plus for deeper experience. Many report feeling mentally quiet, maybe slightly spacey after can indicate light trance.
What about isochronic tones? How are they different?
Isochronic tones are another audio entrainment method. Use single tones rapidly turning off at the desired frequency. Creates a distinct pulsing sound.
Headphones needed.
Not necessarily. Often perceived as more direct or potent than binaurals by some users. Might hear rhythmic buzzing pulsing, sometimes embedded in background noise. Use is similar. Listen, relax. Some claim more reliable entrainment.
And visual entrainment, using light.
Yeah. Influencing brainwaves via flickering lights. Specialized mind machine devices use LED goggles for precise pulses, or patterns on computer phone screen. Historically, the Dream Machine's spinning cylinder flickering light often induced alpha. Today, high-end devices like Lucia Light, Ajna lamp exist.
Can you do it simply?
More rudimentarily, maybe a flickering candle flame. Tritaka in yoga gazing can induce trance. Or low-intensity strobe, but caution for epilepsy. Simpler still. Close eyes near soft flickering light, sunlight through leaves. Observe patterns through eyelids, often combined with rhythmic breathing music for light trance.
And that's a wide range of visual methods.
Yeah.
What about virtual reality, VR's role?
VR is emerging as really interesting, potentially powerful for inducing altered states.
How so?
Its immersive nature blocks distractions, presents engaging, mesmerizing visuals. Specific VR apps now for mindfulness relaxation, like Tear IPP on Oculus.
Okay.
They guide breathing, focus tasks within surreal virtual world. Users report strong sense of presence, makes it easier to let go of thoughts, enter focused state.
Research on VR meditation.
Early research suggests well accepted can improve mood, stress reduction, comparable to traditional meditation. That strong sense of immersion seems to accelerate entering trance for many.
Sounds like VR's immersion really lends itself to this. Other ways tech is integrated.
Yeah, non-VR apps use rhythmic vibration or bilateral sounds, alternating left-right ear for calming sensory input, and increasingly layering tech with other practices. Maybe PMR plus binaural beats plus eye mask plus aromatherapy, or integrated approaches. VR meditation with biofeedback sensors monitor heart rate, virtual environment adjust based on your relaxation level.
Wow.
And we mentioned audio-guided hypnosis, plus neurofeedback games, brainwaves control game actions, interactive feedback on achieving relaxed, focused patterns.
Sounds like lots of innovation at that intersection of tech and mind practices.
Yeah.
Any specific cautions with these digital tools?
Yes, important points. Flickering lights caution for epilepsy, migraines. Could trigger seizures, headaches, in susceptible people.
Right.
VR, some get simulator sickness. Stop immediately if discomfort, nausea. Generally wise to start with short sessions for any new tech, increase gradually.
Makes sense. Listen to your body. You mentioned combining senses enhances the effect.
Combining rhythmic sound and light, like in mind machines, can have synergistic effect, potentially deeper entrainment. But sound alone is also very effective for altering brain activity.
Could you give a super quick example? Trying binaural beats at home.
Sure. Find a free track online, search Theta 6 Hertz binaural beats. Put on good stereo headphones, sit comfortably, close eyes, hear subtle pulsing wobbling sound.
Okay.
Just breathe slowly, let sound wash over you, don't analyze. After a few minutes, thoughts might slow, might feel slightly floaty. After 15 minutes, gently remove headphones. Notice how you feel calm, maybe mild disorientation, can be sign of light trance.
Sounds easy enough to experiment with. And personalization seems key, finding what works.
Absolutely. Many X devices let you choose target frequency, even offer ramping, gradually shifting frequency. Regular use at similar times might condition brain to enter trance faster.
Amazing how accessible these digital tools are now. Very different approach from traditional methods.
Yeah, the allure is often ease of use, perceived passive induction. Results vary, but for many, a simple way to relax focus just by engaging senses caters well to tech-comfortable folks.
So the key might be experimenting, combining analog and digital methods to find your sweet spot.
Exactly. Maybe PMR plus binaurals plus eye mask works best for you. Or VR meditation plus self-hypnosis deepens your state. Find what clicks for your needs and preferences.
Sounds like audiovisual entrainment and digital tools offer interesting shortcuts or enhancements to traditional methods, leveraging our brain's responsiveness to sensory input.
Precisely. Not magic, but effective supports. Can make reaching altered states more engaging, accessible for many. Research on VR meditation, cognitive effects of binaurals keeps growing. We'll likely see more sophisticated, personalized tools emerge, worth exploring safely, openly. Even simple 10 Hz alpha tone might give quick mental reset for some.
It's almost like technology is becoming a modern shaman's drum in some ways, helping guide us into these states.
That's a really insightful way to put it. Ancient human aspirations for shifting consciousness, meeting modern innovation. Valuable complement to fundamental practices of relaxation and focused attention.
Well, we have certainly taken a deep dive today, covered a huge range of secular, scientifically studied methods for intentionally inducing trance states. Self-hypnosis, guided imagery, mindfulness meditation, biofeedback, neurofeedback, progressive muscle relaxation, all sorts of breath work, rhythmic drumming and music, chanting and mantra, and this fascinating world of audiovisual entrainment and digital tools. It's really quite a toolkit.
It is indeed. And as we've heard, there's a vast range for individuals to explore, find what truly resonates with them. And often, these methods can be effectively combined, creating a more personalized, maybe even more potent experience.
Yeah.
The key takeaway, I think, is that no specific religious or spiritual belief system is required for these techniques to work. They operate based on fundamental principles of human physiology and psychology.
And the benefits seem to go beyond just the immediate trance experience itself.
Right. Absolutely. Consistent practice often leads to those transient trance experiences, yes, but more importantly, to lasting improvements. Better stress resilience, deeper self-awareness, improved emotional well-being, even enhanced cognitive function in everyday life.
So it's truly about tapping into a natural capacity we all possess.
Yeah.
It's not something weird or external.
Precisely. The ability to induce trance is basically learning how to harness and amplify states your brain already enters naturally. These methods just provide practical, replicable ways to do that intentionally whenever you choose.
So for anyone listening who's intrigued, the door to experiencing trance is really open. Doesn't matter if you prefer silence, rhythm, or maybe tech helps you get there. Each method offers a unique pathway.
Mm-hmm. Relaxation, potential healing, valuable personal insight. It's all there to explore.
Yeah.
Exactly. We'd strongly encourage listeners to maybe experiment a little. Try out some of these techniques, see what resonates most effectively for you, and start exploring the many benefits they can offer in your own life.
And on that note, here's a final thought for you to mull over. Which of these diverse methods really sparks your curiosity right now? And how might intentionally accessing a trance state enhance a specific area of your life? Maybe your learning, your creativity, your well-being. What new insights or experiences might you uncover by consciously shifting your state of consciousness? Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.